You ever wonder why some people who are just dripping with natural talent seem to hit a wall, while others, who maybe weren't the chosen ones, end up achieving these incredible things? Well, let's get into it because we're about to tackle one of the biggest myths there is when it comes to success. I mean, think about it. Our entire culture is basically obsessed with the natural. The star athlete who makes it look so easy, or the musician who is a prodigy from day one. We love this idea of a special gift you're just born with. But this fascination, this story we tell ourselves, it can be a real trap. So what if that whole story is just wrong? What if being born with it isn't actually the thing that predicts who's going to succeed in the long haul? What if the very thing we put on a pedestal is actually distracting us from what really matters? And here's where it gets really exciting. What if the real secret sauce for achievement is something that anyone, and I mean absolutely anyone, can actually build and strengthen over time, just like a muscle? Okay, so here's the breakdown. The myth is that talent equals success. Simple, right? But the reality is, nope. Research shows it's just not a reliable predictor. In fact, sometimes having a lot of talent can backfire, because if things always come easy to you, you never learn how to struggle, how to be disciplined. So when that first major roadblock shows up, and it always does, the talented person often just crumbles, while the person who's used to grinding just keeps on pushing. So if talent isn't the magic bullet, then what is? Well, after years and years of research, psychologist Angela Duckworth has an answer, and it comes down to one single quality: grit. So what is grit exactly? It's really a mashup of two crucial things. First, you've got passion. And we're not talking about a fleeting interest. We're talking about a deep, lasting fascination with what you're doing. And second, you've got perseverance. That's the resilience, the toughness to just keep going, day in and day out, especially when it's hard or boring or you just keep failing. It really is a marathon, not a sprint. This Urdu proverb just captures the whole idea perfectly. It translates to, victory and defeat are within you. If you accept it, it's a loss. If you resolve, it's a win. I mean, that's the core of it, right? Grit is an internal decision. It's about deciding to get up one more time than you get knocked down. Now, here's where it gets really cool. Duckworth didn't just have a theory. She broke it down with math. She came up with these two super simple but totally profound equations that show you exactly why effort is way more important than talent alone. Okay, here's the first formula. Talent is just your natural starting point, how fast you can learn something. But that talent is basically useless until you put in the effort. Effort is the magic multiplier that turns that raw potential into an actual real-world skill. You might have a talent for piano, but without hundreds of hours of practice, you're not a skilled pianist. You're just someone who's good at piano. But see, just having a skill isn't the final goal. You've got to use that skill to actually produce something. And that brings us to the second formula. Skill multiplied by more effort equals achievement. Being a skilled pianist is one thing, but writing music, performing on stage, building a career, that's achievement. And guess what? It takes another huge dose of effort to make your skill productive. And that brings us to this incredible aha moment. Effort literally counts twice. First, it transforms your talent into skill, and then it transforms that skill into achievement. So yeah, talent is part of the equation, but effort is the engine that drives the whole process, from start to finish. And get this part is just wild. Researchers actually found that in some situations, the people with the highest IQs or the most natural talent actually had less grit. So why is that? Well, it's that talent trap again. They've just never had to struggle, so they never built up that never give up muscle. So we know grit is a huge deal, but what is it really made of? How do you break it down? Duckworth says it's built on 4 key psychological pillars. But before we dive into them, let me just show you some mind-blowing proof of why this matters so much. Check this out. At West Point, one of the toughest, most elite institutions on the planet, researchers tried to figure out which new cadets would survive this grueling summer training program they call the Beast. They looked at everything: SAT scores, high school grades, physical fitness, leadership potential, and none of it could reliably predict who would make it through. The only thing that made a significant difference, you guessed it, their score on the grit scale. Okay, so now that you see the proof, let's unpack the building blocks. Grit isn't some magical, mysterious thing. It's built on these 4 pillars: interest, practice, purpose, and hope. Let's take them one by one. First step, Interest. And this one's pretty straightforward. You just can't stick with something for years and years if you don't actually enjoy it, right? Passion always starts with a real, genuine curiosity and enjoyment. Gritty people are fascinated by what they do, and that fascination is the fuel that gets them through the boring parts. Second, we have practice. But, and this is a huge but, we're not talking about just mindlessly logging hours. Gritty people do something called deliberate practice. That means they focus like a laser on their weaknesses, they're constantly looking for feedback, and they're always pushing themselves right to the edge of their comfort zone. It's all about the quality of the practice, not just the quantity. Third is purpose. This is what turns a job into a calling. You know that old story about the 3 bricklayers? Someone asks them what they're doing. The first guy says, "I'm laying bricks." The second one says, "I'm building a wall." But the third one, the one with purpose, he looks up and says, "I'm building a house of God." Purpose is what connects your daily grind to something way bigger than yourself. And finally, there's hope. Now, this isn't just wishful thinking or crossing your fingers. This is a deep down belief that your own efforts can improve your future. It's that resilience that makes you get back up after you fail because you believe you can learn from it. Hope is kind of the air that all the other pillars breathe. Okay, and now we get to the absolute best part of all of this. The single most important takeaway here is that grit is not some fixed trait you're either born with or you're not. It is a skill, it is a muscle, and that means you can actively, consciously grow it. So how do you do it? Well, you start by exploring things to find out what really fascinates you. You work on developing a growth mindset, that core belief that you can get better. You commit to that deliberate, focused kind of practice. You try to connect what you do every day to a bigger purpose. And you learn to keep going, especially on the days you really want to quit. It's not easy, but it's absolutely possible. I want to leave you with this final thought, which says, a successful person is one who can build a strong foundation with the bricks others have thrown at them. You see, success isn't about having an easy path. It's about taking the criticism, the failures, the obstacles, all those bricks thrown at you and using them to build your foundation. So at the end of the day, the question isn't how talented are you? The real question is, how gritty are you willing to become?